What's up, Radiant Icons, and welcome back to Dare to Be Iconic, the podcast made for icons daring to be themselves. I'm your host, Amanda Policelli, and this week we are bringing back everyday icons for the one, the only Anja from Fueling the Dream. Anja is not only a radiant icon, but she is an F1 content creator and podcast host and aspiring F1 sports journalist. Anya's going to make her dreams come true, everyone, and this episode is proof of it because it's all about following your dreams in the face of adversity and just going for it, which is honestly probably the definition of dare to be iconic. I don't know. There's so many definitions of dare to be iconic. I can't keep track. I mean, all of them. They're just so good. But anyway, before we get into Anya's tea time sesh, make sure to connect with me on socials for an exclusive sneak peek of Dare to Be Iconic's first ever yearly planner, New Year Iconic You, the 2025 planner to living your most iconic life. That is now on sale on Amazon and ready to ship internationally. So for all my radiant icons who just can't wait to get their hands on this planner, trust me, it's a good one, so I totally understand. But if you are in the US or outside of it, don't worry, Amazon has got you covered. Make sure to click the link in my show notes and to connect with me on social so you can get an exclusive sneak peek of what makes this planner so iconic. And while you're at it, make sure to go to daretobeiconic.com to check out all the new and exciting announcements, such as Fast and Iconic Lando Bash, an iconic meetup for the fangirls by the fangirls. I am so excited to meet you guys at the Miami Grand Prix. So if you haven't gotten your tickets already, don't worry, I haven't either. Neither has Kimmy, so it's okay. But honestly, if you guys are thinking about going to the Miami Grand Prix, make sure to check out Fast and Iconic Lando Bash. I can't wait to meet you guys and to celebrate the way we know how, which is coming together and just living it up and just being iconic. So, anyway, all that information will be found in the show notes below, you guys. So, I can't wait to see you there. But, anywho, let's get into this week's Tea Time Sesh with Anja. I hope you guys enjoy it. Honestly, I know you will because it's going to speak to your soul because it spoke to mine. Anyway, are you ready, Radiant Icons? Because your Tea Time Sesh is starting now. Anja, welcome to the Dare to Be Iconic podcast.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm very good. How's your day been?
My day has been good. While we're recording this, Baku just happened, but I haven't been able to watch it. I've seen everything on social media, so I heard it was a wild race, but I'm so excited to
Definitely.
get deeper into it on your podcast, which is Fueling the Dream. And I will link that in the show notes below for you guys. So let's get into it. What does the word iconic mean to you? And how do you dare to be iconic in your everyday life?
Personally, I think that for you to be an icon, you gotta first respect yourself.
Mhm.
There to be iconic in my everyday life, I think me working towards my goal for sports reporting as a student of law school. I don't know why I'm studying in that, but I'm planning a second plan. Like if I don't become a sports reporter or a sports journalist or PR manager, I can go with my degree to college and become a sports lawyer.
Actually wanted to talk a little bit more about you chasing your dreams. Obviously, our love for F1 bonded us, but it also is a big part of your life. How did you embrace that passion and start your journey of fueling the dream?
Uh, Firstly, I started like watching in like 2022, and I was like, I'm not gonna like this sport. It's just cars. But my chemistry teacher got me into it. Like I heard them arguing who's gonna win, Lewis or Max, and I was like, I want to root for Lewis because he was my favorite driver. But it all started like in like the first year of like 2022. I had a friend and we were talking about how lovely it will be to interview other drivers. I was very shy to start because I don't know, I felt like I was gonna be judged. To this day, I have like a friend group of four, and only one friend knows that this whole thing exists. So I don't know. I'm
Ooh.
very scared. Yeah, because I don't know. Because in my country and in my school, I think you're gonna get judged that. But that's why my parents started supporting me last year in like November 1st, I think. And I had the opportunity like to start a podcast, and I was like, if I want to become a reporter and go to uni for this whole thing, I gotta have a resume or something because I loved. Lizzie McIntosh. She was my first inspiration. And I was watching them and I was like, I want to start a podcast. And I wanted to be called like feeling the dream because I wanted the podcast to be like for future drivers and future engineers, so they can feel the dream through me and to get inspiration because I have had many guests and I had the opportunity to interview Jess Edgar, and when she came, everything changed because a lot of people started coming at me, and I made many friends that I'm very grateful, and hopefully I can meet
And it all
someday.
started because you put yourself out there and you decided
Yeah,
to chase your dream, even with that fear of, maybe being judged or not everyone particularly liking it. You did it because you wanted to do it and you just
yeah.
faced your fear and said, you know what, goodbye to my comfort zone. So, as you said, fueling the dream is only a year old. What would you tell Anya from a year ago when she was scared to take this step towards her dreams?
Just do it and don't be scared, and that you're gonna get through all of the things because last year school was really hard for me personally. I hate it. I hated it, but the podcast helped me. So just be yourself and don't let everyone else judge you. Don't let them ruin your dream because if you gotta do it what you like to do because it's kind of iconic. It has been very great.
It is iconic. And at
Yeah,
the end of the day, you have to choose yourself because you are the person you are going to stick with for the rest of your life. So we got
yeah.
me thinking, a big theme of your Dare to Be Iconic origin story is saying goodbye to your comfort zone and obviously believing in yourself. So, what are some steps that you can recommend to the radiant icons who are listening to this right now on how to step outside of your comfort zone and say goodbye to it?
Firstly, you know what? I have a father. Even if you have something like a disability or something, it's normal and you gotta do it. Like that's the reason like I didn't want to start. Like it's very scary, but I mean at the end of the day, it's you, and the sport isn't gonna judge you because there are a lot of people with like disabilities, and they're following in their dreams and they're like very iconic. And if you want to go into sport journalism, my advice, read your questions before, because when I interviewed a F4 driver, I stuttered. I had to redo an interview, but he was so respectful. So respect to him. And for the last thing, if you want to go like to a race alone, do it because you will make a lot of friends. I wanna go alone next year, and I don't know how that will go. So let's
Oh my
hope for
God,
it.
wait, girl, what? Go alone? I'm kind of scared.
I wanna go alone next year to Hungary, but I'm scared myself. So I respect if you don't wanna do it. But I have met a lot of girls this year, like the friendship exchange thing. It was iconic, and I also met a girl in the paddock, and she was the sweetest. I mean, she was younger than me. Shout out to her, and shout out to the team that got me into the paddock.
What has been your most iconic moment so far through this process of fueling your dream?
That's really hard. Oh my god. Okay, I may
And if
have
you
like
have a story, we want to hear the story. So please spill the tea on it.
definitely in Hungary. I mean, I was just sitting on Sunday, just watching the Formula 3 race. I don't know who won, but I was like bored because there were the cars like they were in another section, and I was like, what if I literally did every Formula 3, every Formula 2, and every Formula 1? I emailed and DM'd them. I'm very sorry to if any team is watching, but I get a DM back from Jeditor Motorsports. I think they're not in F3 anymore, but I get that DM back and I was like, no. I had my phone at like 35%, and I was like, don't, don't
Girl, I
die
would
now.
have died. I would have died. Where was your power pack? Girl.
It it wasn't working.
Oh my God. You were
No.
the one I went to for advice for Barcelona. And the biggest thing you told me was make sure you have a Sharpie and a power pack. Girl, I'm so
We're just
done.
gonna no, and I get a DM back with your number, and I was like, I can't call you. I'm outside of my country, and it's gonna be a lot of money. And I was like, I have a WhatsApp, so what if I do that? And firstly, I call them, and no one answers. And they're like, call me. And I was like, I'm calling you. And thank God, I think her name was Delphina. And we messaged, and I had like 30 minutes to walk. And I think I ran, and there were many people going into the track because of that one. And I was like, if I miss this, I'm gonna go cry. And I was with my dad, and we ran. We ran through people, I don't know how. And And let me tell you, it was very hot. I had this much of water in me, and I don't do that. People get
Girl,
water because you will. And I had like 30%, and I was like, "Dad, you will have to leave me here because they do not have a paddock pass for you." Because it was me and another girl. Let me tell you first. The walk to the paddock, that's a full workout. You will have to walk like 20, 30 minutes. And it's all on a road. I almost got run over by a Lance Stroll and his dad and Toto Wolff. And I
God,
was like,
how iconic. Wait, that's so iconic. Like you
yeah,
literally stepped outside your comfort zone. You said, you know what? I'm gonna DM these teams because what's the worst thing that could happen? And look at what happens. So what was the biggest lesson from that then that you can take from and apply to your everyday life, basically?
definitely just shoot your opportunities because you got nothing to lose.
Have you seen the TikTok where it's like you want it so badly because you already have it? Like your future self already has it. I think that's so important for us to remember that we just have to keep believing in ourselves and chasing those dreams, just like you're doing. What does it mean to you to live out your dream right now?
I mean, it's quite awesome because to be like lucky to have like a community. I know it's very small, but I do have a community, and I don't know, it's very lucky and very awesome because at the end of the day, they're like true to you. A lot of my followers are like aspiring sports journalists or PR managers or even drivers. Like I'm very lucky to have this and live my dream. And like you said, I have like a whole folder on my TikTok, like future life, and it's feel like with for journalism,
I do
and
too.
living in London or Monaco or something like that.
Oh my God, wait, have
Because
you done the thing on Chat GPT? I was just talking about this with Agatha the other day, where it's like you plug in your dream life and they give you like the steps and the goals of what you need to do to achieve it.
I
Have you done
haven't. Oh my god, I gotta do that.
Oh my God, girl, you have to do it.
I'm
It's
gonna do that
so
after.
good.
No, I'm to the Lulu, but hopefully the Lulu will be the Lulu. And
Girl, it always is though. I promise you, it always is.
let's
Delulu is the resolution in life.
let's hope so because like I said, having like dreams, even like as a sports reporter, like my second is like a peer manager, and like being lucky to have that and to live my dreams or like go to like would love to travel the world. Like that's one of my main goals. Like I always like have on my TikTok like that I'm gonna go live for in London or Spain. I mean, I would love to. I'm not saying no
I
because my
feel though
country
because
is.
you're planting the seeds for your future life, because you're already living most of it, right? And you're
Yeah.
just building it. So how for you, being mainly in the sports journalism section, right? And representing a group of women, how has that affected your mental health while you're chasing your dreams?
I mean, thank God that it has not been bad, but at the time, there's hard because I don't know how to say it, like you're. I guess there are more, yeah, females in the sport journalism scene, and I get that, but I don't know. You gotta be respectful. You will hurt people's feelings. Like if someone says something very mean, I'm very emotional. Like I'm very emotional for that, especially because of my shyness in real life too. When I was interviewing some drivers, I was so shy, but for the sport journalism scene for the all of the females, I think I'm very good at it, like coming up, and I think thank God, like I said, it hasn't been very bad, and I think you gotta firstly like care for yourself because I have taken like a lot of breaks, and I think that helps you even when you gotta work towards your dreams. You gotta take a break sometimes because it can become a lot, like very a lot.
You are literally speaking to my soul right now. Breaks and boundaries are like what I am living on right now. It's insane. So that's really cool that you picked up on that. I think it's not really spoken about. And I feel like it's not normalized about these breaks and boundaries that we have to have because it's necessary to pour
I
back
agree.
into
I
ourselves.
agree with you.
So what do you
Yeah.
do then in order to pour back into yourself so that you can be the most iconic version of yourself while you are fueling your dream?
I mean, I definitely like probably spend some time with my family or like go out with my friends and like have more movie nights with my friends because I love reading books, especially downforce. I love that book, and because it's a racing related thing and a book like that's like
It's your
my
two
dream.
favorite loves together. If you haven't read
Definitely.
Drive Me Crazy by Carly Robin, you
I
have
haven't.
to read it, Anya. I love all the tips that you gave because I think it's so important finding something that fuels our soul and like makes us feel alive other than, our passion projects or our businesses. How has self-care and mental resiliency played a part in your journey? Like how influential has it been?
I mean, I think it has been very good because, like I said, I take every step to have a good mental health. Even like when I told my in real life friend um about the podcast, I was shaking. You don't know how much I was shaking. I was like, she will probably judge me, but at the time, she's a real friend. Thank you to her. Shout out to her. Thank you. And I'm very grateful for her because she has helped me a lot through my journey. Same as with my online friends like you and to all of the group chats that I'm in.
Oh, that's so true
Yeah,
though, Anya. I know I say this all the time, but the Dare to Be Iconic journey isn't just like an individual one, it's a collective one. And I truly feel like we can embrace our iconic selves if we don't have a support system backing us up, you know?
definitely.
And it's a
Yeah,
support system of people that we trust, whether it's online or in person, you know?
definitely. I love both of them. I love both sides. Also, you gotta have self care, like, and believe in yourself. Like, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna become a sports reporter, but at the end, I'm truly believe and hopefully I can do it even in like IndyCar or something like something in the motorsport scene or even football, soccer. I don't know how to say it, but I mean, yeah, self care and definitely a support system is very important for the mental health thing because it's sometimes it's hard.
Yeah, it is really hard. Over quantity,
Definitely, yeah.
like I think sometimes like in the culture that we live in of like social media and the numbers matter. But like when you really truly think of it, it depends on the quality of people that you have in your community. It has to be somewhat reciprocated, this relationship of building a community of people that you can trust, because trust is such a core value when you are creating your dreams, you know? What is one iconic insight that you want to leave with the Radiant Icon community?
Step out of your comfort zone. Follow your dreams, even if you're scared. Believe in yourself and get involved with people that will judge you and don't believe in you.
And that is your tea time sesh for today, Radiant Icons. I hope you enjoyed our tea time sesh with Anya. Anya, thank you so much for coming on Dare to Be Iconic and sharing your DTVI origin story. You guys, I love hearing about how Dare to Be Iconic has impacted your life, and specifically in Anya's instance, it's inspired her to continue fueling her dream, which, if you guys don't know this by now, her podcast is called Fueling the Dream. So it's just so iconic. But anywho, I think the biggest thing that I've taken away from my tea time sesh with Anya is that even in the face of adversity, right? Whether it's, scared of judgments from outside people, whether it's our own insecurities, whatever it is, right? Like we can't let that stop us from fueling our dream. We can't let that debilitate us on this process of going after that little dream in our heart. And I think that is just so beautiful how Anya is using her platform to not only empower other young women in Formula One, but to continue chasing her dreams no matter what. And that really speaks to me and that resonates with me. And I hope it did for you guys as well. So, anyway, Anya, thank you so much for coming on Dare to Be Iconic. I cannot wait to continue this conversation on your podcast. So, make sure to stay tuned, you guys. But anyway, I will see you guys next week. Remember, Radiant Icons, dare to be iconic. Bye.